You're awful. I'm awful. Yeah, you're awful. You invited me on the show. You just want to make fun of me. You're just like everybody else. You don't know the first thing about me, pal. You want to hear a joke, Murray? You guys know this. No, I think we've had enough of your jokes. What do you get when you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash? I'll tell you what you get. You get what you frickin' deserve. Bam! Anyway, so films. I think from that scene, you guys got the idea that I'm going to be talking about films. What are films? Are they just a source of entertainment? Are they just something to pass by the time? To just sit in a cinema or in your home and just stare at the screen? Or is there something more to that? Is there something special about it? I'll tell you. Well, think of it from this perspective. I'm pretty sure most of you here have seen the movie Joker. Before I went into the cinema and saw that film, I had an idea about it. I actually was very excited about it. But I had a very simple idea about what it was going to show us. It was talking about this man whose life had beat him down, and society has treated him like trash, quote unquote. And by the end of the film, I was shocked that most people thought that it was only informative. That well, it's only telling me that this guy has issues in his life. It's more than that. I didn't know what these people went through. It changed my perspective. Think of another movie called Jojo Rabbit by director Taika Waititi. I'm not sure everybody here knows him, but that movie changed my perspective on how actually it didn't change my perspective. It just gave me an idea of what this guy, this director, this person thinks about what happened during those days, which are the World War I days. I think it was World War II actually. That's one thing. Another thing is that movies can be engaging and takes you away from trouble. Think about mystery movies or movies like Inception. What a great director Christopher Nolan is. You sit in the cinema and you look at the film and it just boggles your mind and takes you elsewhere. Your troubles, your issues, your problems, they go away just like that. Why? Because I'm sitting in a cinema and I'm trying to figure out what this guy is trying to tell me by showing me this film. Let's take another example or another point. Movies can be moving. They can be motivating. Think of the movies Rocky. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Rocky. How did you feel when you walked out of the first film, or when you saw it for the first time? Because most people here are young and have saw it at home, like me. I wanted to become a boxer. I didn't know nothing about boxing. I wasn't a boxer. I liked boxing. I had a simple idea about it, but after the movie, I wanted to become a freaking boxer. Can you think about it? Take biopics, for example. The movies that talk about these big figures in life, like singers or historic people. You see what these people went through and how they achieved their goal, and you think to yourself, I can do that. Why? Because you saw the film. Let's take something else, for example. Disney films, historical films, they are important. some people don't know the importance of these historical figures and these historical, what do we call them, events. Disney films are important because they show children how they're supposed to live, what they're supposed to do in their lives. They may be simple, they may be childish, but they have great and important messages. Movies also give you insights on the issues of the world. Think of the movie Goodfellas. I'm not sure most of you people have seen it, but it showed us how there are people that are dealing with problems like the mafia and problems like drugs and issues like inside the family. Let me give you another example, which is the series, the great, incredible series that everybody knows, Breaking Bad. The guy went through hell trying to live for his family, trying to make a living from his family. How many of you here know how people live in the suburbs of America? Or I think it was New Mexico, Albuquerque. You don't know. That movie showed you what these people went through. And the example of how they live in the suburbs is also for another point, which is how people live inside their homes. These movies, they take you inside these people's homes. Can you take yourself and get on a plane, go to freaking Zimbabwe and invade people's homes? You can't do that. But you want to know, you want to have knowledge. Maybe you're curious. How do you get that? By watching movies or TV series. I'm not sure whether that's right or not. They also give you insight on cultures. You want to learn about other countries, but you don't want to sit hours and hours and read about something that you don't know about it. With information, you don't know what you're going to do with in the future. But if you're watching a movie, you don't care what it's going to do to you. You just want to entertain yourself, and at the same time, you're gaining knowledge. You know how these people live in their cultures. And one more thing which I want to end my speech with is something very simple yet so important for me. Movies also teach you languages. How is that? Ask yourself this: how am I speaking to you in English? When I was a kid, all I did was watch movies, cartoons, and in a day and a night, somehow magically I can speak English. I don't know, maybe because I was practicing it, maybe because I was in a foreign country and I had to use this language to communicate with people. I don't know. But the point is that movies had a huge impact on me learning a new language. Think of your little siblings, your little kids. You want to teach them a new language. They want to learn a new language. How do you help them? Listening to music? Maybe, sure, yeah, that helps. But also films, because they show them where these words can be used. They show them how these expressions in certain countries can be used. I'm speaking to you now because I learned many expressions from many movies. Take the movie The Age of Innocence, which was made by a great, incredible director called Martin Scorsese. And he himself once said that, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, sometimes we need to sit with each other, as in the world, us people. We need to understand how we think, how we live our lives. We need to sit and talk with each other about issues that we are all facing, like COVID-19. How do you do that? You sit down and write a movie and put it in a cinema. It's going to go all over the world. Sure, you can use Twitter, you can use whatever, but how can you make it impact people? How can you show it? Me as a Muslim, I'd rather show other people what we go through, how we live our lives, how we believe this faith, because some people can't believe that there is someone who is a Muslim. How can they be Muslim? I'll write a movie and show you.